Evening, everyone. It's 5:25 on Monday, the 3rd of October, the first day of the new quarter. And today's action has more to do with that change in the calendar than any solid news anywhere. Um, as you probably know by now, the market was up $756 or 2.66%, and the Dow was the biggest winner by only a hundredth of a percent, but nonetheless, coming in right behind it was the Russell, up 2.65 or 44.15. Nasdaq was up 239 and change, 227, and the S&P was up 92.81 or 2.59. But the biggest winner was the Dow Jones Transports, not the Russell, sorry, 406.70, up 3.37. Volume was about average, 4.3 billion, but the market internals were certainly strong. We were 5 to 1 up in the Dow, 2.5 to 1 up in the Nas. VIX was down $1.52 at 30.10. And the chart on the screen is the oil. We got a nice pop there on OPEC Plus members talking about cutting supply by a million barrels a day. So we were oversold. We popped back up. Now we're back above this little breakdown here. But in order to really get moving, we would have to close above, let's call it 89.65. Other markets that did even better than that 5% in the oil, the silver market. Gold was up $30, which is about 2%. Silver was up $1.55 or 8.14%. So that's a pretty massive move. Can't tell you exactly why, other than the fact that silver has been more depressed. It's the redheaded stepchild of the gold market, but when it moves, it really moves. So I'm thinking we're going to see higher prices. More importantly, the platinum was up 41 and the palladium was up. So as far as precious metals go, they were all up. The only metal that was down was copper, and that was down less than a penny. It was actually down a quarter of a penny. So that's kind of hard to um, draw that line that thin. And the grains, corn, soybeans up, wheat down, oats up. Just a typical day. They were both up early, and the wheat sold off. As far as the softs go, we had cotton down, coffee down, um, lumber actually up, and orange juice also up, even though the areas that were hit the hardest in Florida were not the orange growing areas. The dollar was down about 43 cents. Bitcoin up 100, Ethereum down 20, and the bonds were up almost 2 whole points. 1 and 29/32, which is really splitting a hair. As far as stocks go, we had Tesla with a miss on deliveries. Wasn't a huge miss. It was above um, what they had projected, but not analysts. So that closed 242.40, down 22.85 or 8.6%. Nike, which has also acted incredibly poorly of late, got down as low as 82.23, but popped back up with the market. Certainly nothing overwhelming. 85.50, up $2.38 or 2.8%. But that stock was 113 3 days ago, so can't really concern myself with that. Credit Suisse, after having bad news over the weekend, lots of rumors, is not going under, it looks like, or that's what they say. This morning, when I mentioned it, it was 370 down 22. During the day, they managed to get that one up to close at 401, up 9 cents. So, really nothing overwhelming, about 2.25%. But the difference between 370 and 401 is substantial. And a new one I just picked up off the tape. This is not a recommendation. It is FNGR. And FNGR is a company called let's see, Finger Motion. Makes no sense whatsoever, seeing as it's a mobile payment company in China. You know that I don't trade Chinese stocks, don't follow them. The stock was about a week and a half ago, 63 cents. Yesterday closed 337, up $1.52 or 82%. Today, $8.38, up 502 or 148%. Again, clearly not a recommendation, clearly not something that I would be interested in. Um, but, you see it on the tape. I kind of wanted to mention it. Tomorrow, we have August factory orders, and consensus for that is up 4 tenths versus a minus 1%. And the August jolts, those are the job openings. Prior was 11,239,000, and both of those numbers come out in the morning at 10 o'clock, so not before the open. I remind everyone that as this is the first week of the month, we also have last month's employment numbers coming on Friday. Um, this is not the bottom. This is still a bear market. Yes, I know it was a very sharp rally. We've seen them before. Um, don't get sucked in. As I mentioned yesterday in my Sunday evening first look at the futures, I mentioned that today was the first day of the quarter. There were plenty of fund managers who didn't want to show the stocks that had underperformed, but with money in their pockets today, they want to make sure to be in all of the ones that do perform. And so that's fairly typical at the turn of a quarter. I'll be back first thing in the morning.